What is going on, everybody? My name is Ciara Lawler. Welcome to another week of Hero or Zero. This is the Heroes for Hire podcast. We are back again, talking one comic book character, as we do every single week. We talk their good points, their bad points, just generally give you a bit of a rundown of everything to do with that character. As always, I am joined by my partner in crime, Mr. Sean Meehan. Sean, how is it going?
I'm actually great. I literally have that Friday feeling today.
Yeah.
So you could tell me now that we're going to talk about some DC character, and I'd be totally fine with it.
My mood would not be affected, is what you're saying.
I promise I will not be mad.
Right, well, I'm actually going to do a Marvel character today, so you're going to be really excited. No, I'm not. Imagine I was.
You throw the format out. Now I do DC.
So, yeah, as you said, normally I do DC, you do Marvel. Last week you did the Lizard from Spider-Man's greatest enemies list, his rogues gallery, if you will.
There is a word for it, and it is rogues gallery, yeah.
That's actually 2 words. But this week I've decided that... Damn it, he's got it again. This week I said I'd change it up. Last week we had a scientist, took some things, went weird, went wrong. You know how it is. You take some chemicals, they can be random liquids, inject them into yourself. No worries.
That's true. And the week before, we had literally the same origin story.
Exactly. So this week, I've changed it up, because this week we are going to be doing a chemist who drank and injected some things.
Excuse me, Conor. What you've done there is the same.
No, but I thought that I would go back to the original guy who made this process famous, and that is Our Man. Do you know anything about Our Man?
Our Man?
Yes.
Like H-O-U-R Man?
Yeah, my accent does fuck it up a little bit, but yes, the 60 minutes of an hour, man.
To pronounce it correctly, man.
Man. Rex Tyler. So there have been
That's
3
the coolest name. Sorry,
Rex
that's the
Tyler.
coolest name.
Rex Tyler and his best pal Max Power. They're always hanging out. But he was created by Ken Fitch and Bernard Bailey, and he has been around since 1940. So there has been 3 Our Men. Now, the first Our Man who I will be talking about the first 2. The third one will also be dipped in here randomly at the end, so stay tuned. But
I can't wait.
The first are connected because they are father and son. That makes sense. But the first one was only around for 3 years, until 1943.
Okay, so 3 years in, like, our time, not comic time. Sorry, I say our time, not our time.
Are you saying 60-minute hour time?
60-minute hour time. You know, you had a standard amount of time in an hour.
Is that our accent?
It is both of Uzz's accents.
Uzz's accents. Yes. So yeah, as I said, he was created by Ken Fitch and Bernard Bailey. His first appearance was Adventure Comics 48 in March 1940. So, raised in upstate New York, young Rex Tyler found an affinity for the sciences, particularly those areas involving chemistry and biology. So, as a boy in New York, he was visited by his future self, who gave the child version an hourglass and told him Uzz's glass, hourglass, and told him to keep it, saying that he would ask for it back in his final hour. 60-minute hour. I'm not doing it every time.
No, the bit will wear thin after a while.
Oh, it already has. Working his way through college, he landed a job researching vitamins and hormone supplements at Bannerman Chemical. A series of discoveries and accidents led him to the miraculous vitamin, or Miraclo, as it is called.
Very clever name.
Yes. He found that concentrated doses of that vitamin gave a strength and vigour to laboratory mice several times that of the normal amount.
Okay, so it's like a super soldier kind of thing.
Very similar, yes. And so
Okay.
taking a dose, Rex found that his strength, vitality and speed increased to superhuman levels.
Unreal! What a successful experiment!
However, the human body could only process the Miraclo for 1 hour at a time, which is why he is called Hour Man. After which, the subject was left weakened and returned to human strength levels.
I see. Okay.
So he only has superhuman strength, speed, agility for 1 hour.
That's interesting. That's it, like, because that's a hard and fast rule they've just set on a superhero. In that, no, they're only good for 60 minutes, and then after that, they're just a human.
And you could be in the middle of a fight, and it goes longer than you expected, and then you are suddenly getting the shit kicked out of you.
Yeah, it's like a comic book version of Cinderella.
Yeah, basically. But keeping his discovery of Miraclo a secret, Tyler decided that human trials could only be limited to only the subject he could trust the most, himself. So
Sure, he has trust issues, this man.
it's a classic tale of scientists. The only person I can trust to take this is myself. Oh no, it's affected me differently.
I only trust men named Rex Tyler.
Which, to be fair, is only me, because nobody else is cool enough to have that name. Feeling that the Miraclo-induced ability should be used for good purposes, he decided to use the abilities to help those who needed it. Now, his first mission, it is the 1940s, remember, it came as a result of Tyler's placing an ad in the newspaper stating that the man of the hour would help those that needed it.
Oh, I see what he's done there. Oh, that was
Yes.
clever. He's not just a scientist, this man. He's an advertising genius.
He's also a man. That's the clever bit. Tracking down one respondent to the ad, he aided a housewife whose husband was falling in with the wrong crowd.
Now, when you say aided...
Like, what did he do? That's terrible, Suzanne. Oh, Jesus, no.
Fucking... No. Men, am I right?
Don't get me started. When we have a cuppa, come on, we'll have a cuppa. Sure, we'll have a chat about him. If falling with the wrong crowd makes it seem like her husband is 12 and he's hanging around with the roughkins in the neighbourhood.
He's being led astray.
Come on, do some drugs. We're all doing it.
This woman who's growing further apart from her husband answered an ad saying "man for the hour."
She wasn't looking for any aiding. No. He misread the signs. I think she thought she was just hiring a gigolo.
Yes, but instead she got high quality therapy, to be fair.
That's terrible. No. And he also stopped a robbery, which I think are separate things. He was all tired out from all the aiding. Using a costume.
That's what he calls it.
Oh no. Using a costume he found in an abandoned costume shop, he started to do a venture as the Hour Man. And so, nearly 11 months later, after becoming noted for helping the common man. Now, this is a very 1940s thing, in such as, like, he gets powers, his first thought is, I'm gonna get cats out of trees, I'm just gonna help the common people, because superheroes at that time were all just, like, mostly just detectives, or guys who punched the bad guys until they stopped.
Yeah, and like there was a war going on, so they wanted to be like, oh, regular people are heroes, kind of a thing.
True. And he, so nearly 11 months later, after becoming noted for helping the common man and battling weird menaces, Hour Man became a founding member of the Justice Society of America.
Wait.
Faced with yes.
Like,
what?
is that like the precursor to the Justice League?
The Justice Society of America came first, yes.
That's unreal.
Yeah, that's the JSA is still a thing.
That is.
Yeah.
That's mad that stuck around since the 40s.
And that has like a whole separate group of people. Like a whole separate team.
That's because I've never heard of the Justice Society. I've only heard of the Justice League, but
yeah,
a founding member of something that's still around today, that's quite impressive.
Well, the Justice League is more famous because it has Batman and Superman and like all the bigger star, and Wonder Woman as like the Trinity. But the Justice Society of America always comes across to me as like more old school. Like they're the originals, the OGs. Like I think that was the idea to form the Justice League. Like if the Justice Society of America was not there, I don't think the Justice League would have been formed.
Well, that's very cool then, and I'm glad they did that. Otherwise, comics would be a lot less interesting.
Faced with heroes that used magic, flew, and wielded mystical rings, Hourman further strengthened his Miraclo to compete with these people, and this led it to slowly becoming addictive. The drug would make him anxious and talkative when he used it, for example.
Like marijuana?
Like marijuana, yes. As a man who, by the sound of it, has clearly never smoked any marijuana, yes. During one case, Tyler's heart even gave out, and his system poisoned with the toxic side effects of Miraclo. Dr. Fate, through mystical means, cleansed Hourman, and after the case, he retired from active crime fighting, taking a leave of absence from the JSA. During that final case, he was irradiated with chronal energies that slowed his aging later in life also. But the very interesting thing about him is that he became addicted to this Miraclo drug, and he couldn't live without it. Because it became addictive, because when you think about it, it is just an allegory for drugs. That he feels amazing for a very short period of time, and then there's a severe drop-off.
That's the thing, like, if you could inject something into you that made you literally superhuman, like, coming back down to being a regular man, that would be awful. Like, feeling pain, imagine feeling pain again after not feeling it.
And, like, it would affect just mentally. Like, you would say, oh, I only have worth when I'm like that then. Like, when I'm just me, I'm shit.
Yeah, because a lot of other superheroes, like Superman was around at that time, wasn't he? In like Action Comics and things like that.
Yeah, he had been there since 37.
Yeah, well, like he was always Superman. He never had to deal with being weak. But, like to have all of your power taken away after 60 minutes is harsh.
And also, once you know you have it, you get that rush, but you know it's going to be gone in 54 minutes or whatever.
Yeah, so presumably he was working the whole time to find a way to make it last indefinitely, right?
Yeah, but I think that would have taken the weird charm of the character away. Like, I think it adds a whole new level of characterization if it is only there for an hour.
Yeah, and if it becomes like 256 Minute Man, it's not the same thing.
It doesn't have the same ring to it. He then actually, he retired as the character after the heart attack, because obviously he became addicted and people were just like, you need to stop. So even as diminished use and refinement led Rex to abandon his Hourman identity, the physical and emotional strain too great even for occasional use, so he couldn't even take it occasionally. Like, he would just become completely addicted to it if he started on it again. He did assist the JSA on occasion, but after 1945 he devoted his time and effort to biochemical advances. And so about 25 years ago, this is 25 years after this, 25 years later I should say, Rex began to take up company with Wendy Harris, an up-and-coming stage actress, and they were soon blessed with a son, Richard. To Rex's consternation, Rick showed no interest in things academic, instead leaning towards sports and art. This was a major source of friction between father and son for most of their lives. One thing I will say about Rex, not a good papa.
I was just about to say, like, doesn't seem the most supportive man.
No, he was very much like, you're not a scientist? Fuck you. I'm a scientist.
Fucking sports and art? What a simp.
What a simp. So, seeing that one day his son might want to take up the cause and fight for justice, Rex actually began secretly tailoring the Miraclo formula using genetic engineering for use by Rick or his descendants. But then he did the interesting thing of he forbade Rick from taking up the Miraclo pill, citing its side effects.
Right, so he's perfected it to that. Oh, it will work especially well on my son. But no, son, don't eat that.
Because I don't know if anyone's ever seen any TV show, but if you told a teenager not to do something, what is the next step?
Oh, I told a teenager just the other day, don't take my money. And what did he do, Conor?
He beat the shit out of you and took your money. Beating the shit out of you was an add-on, I will say.
That's his decision to make.
I only hired him for the robbery, but he said assault was also the way to go.
But that's weird that he was like... So presumably the son just took the pill immediately and didn't give a shit.
I think they had a very strained relationship and they didn't really get on. And so he as a father, he was kind of like, even though they're not getting on, I'm sure my son will want to use this eventually. Like there's a thing here, once he finds out that I was the legendary Hour Man or whatever, like he's going to want to get involved in that life. And I'll make it as safe as possible if that opportunity arises. It was very Batman and Robin, Alicia Silverstone, and Alfred.
Now you're putting it in language I can understand.
Exactly.
Thank you, Conor.
I've made you a suit, and a snow-themed suit, he said.
No fire-themed suit, though, just in case.
Don't be ridiculous. And so he said, don't take that pill. However, during the Crisis on Infinite Earths, to save the lives of people trapped during one of the time storms, Rick the son took the pills and began to adventure as Hourman, as his father and his fellow Justice Society members were caught in a limbo-like dimension. So, there's a lot of stories going on with Crisis on Infinite Earths, and one of the stories was that Justice Society were kind of transported to a different dimension, and so they all basically disappeared. And so Rick kind of takes over as Hourman, in memory of his father, because they don't know if they're dead or not. It's comic books, but if someone just disappears, you gotta assume, well, they're probably dead.
So yeah, and it was a time when you can't just text someone and check in.
Yeah, and in this limbo dimension, you see the Justice Society of America members. They're all fighting a villain called Extant. Now, he's not really important in this, but the main thing is that he kills Rex in the limbo-like dimension. They're all fighting him, and he's really strong. Right,
and Rex he doesn't have the Hourman powers at this point. He's just a man.
No, I think he's just stuck in the limbo with all the rest of them.
Right, okay. Okay, so now does the son take up arms to avenge his father?
Indeed. So this event is also called 0 Hour, which I just think is a nice name.
I've heard of 0 Hour.
Yeah.
I've heard that referenced for comic books at one point.
Yeah. Shortly afterward, Rick also endured another tragic blow when his sweetheart, Beth Chapel... Where do you think they got married? Oh, boys.
Synagogue.
Jewish family, lovely people. But Beth Chapel was slain by Eclipso. So Rick's not having a good time. His father has passed away, who's this legendary superhero, and also his wife has also now been killed.
Sorry, the father's wife or the son's
No, sorry.
wife?
Rick is the son.
Right.
And Rex is the father. So
you
Rex
can see
is
my
dead.
Confusion.
So yeah, I know. And also it's Rex Tyler and Rick Tyler. Would they not have made it even slightly harder? But no. Rex passes away, so the son is all that's left. And then he's like, right, I'll take over. And at that exact moment, his girlfriend also dies.
Oh, no, it's a really rough day for Rick.
Yeah, there's a whole scenario where Rick becomes, once again, addicted to the drugs, because of course you would. He also then gets leukemia, because they are apparently radioactive.
Oh, they never mentioned that before.
Yeah, he becomes really sick. And he retires after all that. He retires. And he remained retired from the superhero business for some time, during which he met the third Hourman. Bear with me. So we've had 2 so far. There's a third one, and the word I will say is, he's an android.
Sorry?
Yes. The android Hourman was created by Rex, the original Hourman, because he's a big scientist, and he engineered his own DNA into the android.
fuck?
In case he died, yes.
So is he the same effectively as Rex, but he's an android now?
He's also a time-travelling android.
Oh, is that the old version that came back to... Oh... Interesting.
Although Rick initially intensely disliked the new Arrow Man, which you would,
much like his father, yes,
yes, he was saved by the android when he transported Rick into the Time Point, which in DC Comics the Time Point is like, it's a place where time stands still. It's like
that Rush song.
No, but like it's a place where time stands still, and like nothing moves.
Okay,
it's just limbo.
So can Our Man persist there forever?
Yes.
Comics.
And the two will grow closer when the android then cured Rick of his cancer and bestowed upon Rick 2 gifts. Rick was now able to occasionally see 1 hour into the future. Okay.
How occasionally? How is that called?
As much as the comic book writer wants it to work, Sean.
Good answer.
1 hour in the future, as well as, and this is why I've gone through all of this shy talk to get to this very interesting moment. He was also given one more gift, and that was 1 hour with his father in the Time Point. The hour might. Yeah,
that could be either heartwarming or terrible. Because what if they met his father and just started beating the shit out of him?
I fucking hate you, stupid android you made. You never made me lunch once for school, but you had time for a fucking robot, Dad. Fucking hell.
An android?
You're a dickhead.
You're from the 40s.
So the Our Man android... because he's time travel, he controls a lot of time, and he had plucked. Why he has Rex is he plucked Rex out of the time stream seconds before he was killed, fighting Extant, right?
Right.
So he plucks him out just seconds before he dies in that original battle, and when the hour expires, Rex will be sent back in time to that moment where he will die. And so Rick is in the situation where you get 1 final hour, but you know that at the end of it your father's going to be sent back to getting his head chopped off.
Fuck, that's heavy.
Yeah.
Presumably, you just... whatever you think about him, you just be nice for an hour.
But here's the thing. It's not consecutively an hour. He gave him a button that would transfer Rick to the time point, so he can visit his father at any time he wants, up to an hour. So he could spend 35 seconds there, have a really quick conversation, and back out. And then it's down to 55 minutes or whatever.
Does his father know that... Oh wait, he has an hour, lifetime to talk to his father.
Yeah, he has an hour for the rest of time. He can use that concurrently. So, he could live 3 weeks and then go visit his father for 4 minutes and then go back to living his life. But then it's down to 56 minutes are left.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so the more times you visit your father, the closer he is to death.
Man, you would oh, fuck, that's horrible.
Yes.
That is a really interesting concept. I love that.
Is it not? I just think Our Man as a concept is, and it's very interesting, but it doesn't need to be. It's just really emotionally unstable.
Yeah, and it's one of those golden age characters that seems to have translated really well to the modern day.
Yeah,
I love it. I'm a big fan of this.
So. Then, of course, you have the main thing of, Rick is thinking, how do I get him out of that place? Because he's in the Time Point area, but he has no way of leaving it. He knows, when the hour's up, his father's gone back to die. And so he's thinking, I need to get him out of there. But then, Rick gets injured on a mission with the JSA. And he is severely injured by swords that chop him up. Because swords, they're not very nice things.
Realizing I thought Swords was a character for a second.
No, Swords, the actual items.
Right, okay, the sharp thing.
Katana was there. Right?
Oh, good, her sword captures the souls of her enemies.
Thank you, Joel Kinnaman. Thanks very much. So, realising that he would die from the massive blood loss unless he was quickly operated on, Rick saw no choice but to transport himself back to the time point where his father was. Rick quickly swapped places with his father, and the time point held Rick and his wounds in stasis. Rex was returned to the regular world and was left with no means of returning to the time point, nor any idea how he could now save his son. So Rick has sacrificed himself to give his father another life.
Fuck, and he's just left, like, in limbo for eternity on the edge of death.
But he can't die. He can't die from the blood wounds because time doesn't exist there.
Does he feel pain in there?
No. There's nothing can happen in there. Like, no time would have passed, so no blood can leave from his body anymore.
Fuck. And is he like sentient while he's in there?
I think he's aware, but like in maybe slightly in a coma as well. Like, he's not fully aware.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And so Rex comes out and he's thinking, how the fuck do I get back with my son? The answer once again came in the form of the android Hourman. He's back!
I forgot about the android for a second.
Android Hourman Ex Machina! Back again! Right, so, who transported Rex and several other JSA members to the time point. Amongst them was also Dr. Midnight, who was able to save Rick's life, which is good.
Good start.
The time used to save Rick also meant that Rex's time was up. And he would have to return to fighting Extant at the moment that he died.
Oh, God.
Yeah. So in saving his son, he had used up the last of his minutes.
Oh, man, that's heartbreaking. But I'm glad he got to see that his son was a hero. Which is
but
what he always
wait!
wanted. Oh, no! Oh, fuck!
Rick, however, tried to take his place so that his father could live again. Instead, plot twist on plot twist, the android Hourman sacrificed himself so that both our men may live.
Oh my God. Father and son.
And the android Hourman took the place of Rex and went back to that battle where he died, and the two Hourmen are now alive and well.
And no one gives a shit about the android, because it was just a machine.
Nobody cares. Just a machine. What a way to get out of it. Rex now lives in semi-retirement with his wife Wendy.
Oh, well, I'm glad he's happy anyway.
Yeah.
Do you think that, for years they were back and forth about, how the fuck do we save him? And then one, intern at the comic book company was just like, what if the android dies?
Nobody gives a shit about robots. Why are we trying to sacrifice one of these two?
And then, they start, one of those slow claps that slowly builds to thunderous applause.
And then Stan Lee resigns and hires him as the leader of Marvel. And he's like, I'm part of DC. It doesn't matter, kid.
Not anymore, son.
Not anymore. So, powers and abilities. In terms of powers... sometimes Rex could reinforce residues of the Miraclo pill contained in his bodies and access its effects without taking one, if in a very, very extreme measure. Like, if he's in grave danger, he can kind of reinforce residues that's already left in his body and give himself some sort of power. Not full power, but some sort of power.
Yeah, stronger than regular man.
Yeah. He also has an enhanced immune system. The effects evidently persist even after Miraclo wears off. He ages very slowly, which is why his son is 30 and he's still the same age.
Convenient.
In terms of weaknesses, he has a 60-minute time limit, which makes sense. After a 60-minute time limit, the pill burns itself out, and the waste toxins generated need to be eliminated in the bloodstream over about a 24-hour period.
So he can use it once a day, pretty much.
Once a day, yeah. He also has Miraclo, as I said, that's part of his equipment. He derives all of his powers from this. So Miraclo gives him superhuman strength, superhuman durability, superhuman stamina, superhuman agility, and aquatic adaptation, which means he's able to breathe underwater.
Ooh, that's one you don't usually hear. I like that.
Not really. Yeah, he's able to breathe underwater just for the sake of it. There was probably a story where he was fighting a fish they had to stick that in.
But if he goes like 31 minutes under the water, he's then got to make it back up in less than 29 minutes.
I think you're faster going up than you would be going down, though.
Oh, I forgot that people float.
People float, Sean. Come on, simple science.
What if he could hold his breath but couldn't, like, adapt to pressure?
Oh, so he would just, like, crush. He'd be crushed under the weight.
Yeah, or he can just go, like, 10 feet underwater and that's it.
No, he can go, like, 1 foot, unless he doesn't have his goggles. Then there's no point.
Of course.
For fuck's sake. Do I have my snorkel with me? No, Asher, there's no point. Let the criminals swim away.
Makes no sense to
Black
me.
Manta, goodbye.
I'll be gone, sir.
And so yeah, that is my report on Hourman. My only trivia is that Rick and Rex both wore an hourglass around their necks given to them by the Hourman android. It is filled with energized tashods, which I think it's pronounced, which is basically time in its most basic form, and it's just it is an hourglass, and they just wear it around their necks. You can only see Hourman in one shot of Justice League Unlimited, and he's in the background taking a Miraclo pill.
True story. I'm ready for anything.
I'm ready for anything. There's not even a battle, they're just in the tower. He's like, no, I just gotta be cool.
I have an arm wrestling match in 5 minutes.
I'm fighting Superman. I gotta be big.
Gotta be big. That's a really cool character. Like,
yeah.
And fair enough, there was a bit of like convoluted things in the story, but that's all comic books. But I like the fact that like there's 2 of them around now, but one of them is retired.
I was debating whether to go into the Sun thing and like just leave it at Rex, but the idea of the Rex being trapped in that dimension for only an hour was just too interesting, and I felt like I couldn't leave it out, but then there was a lot of ground to cover to get to that point.
Yeah, it's like it's all of the Hourmen are very important to the story of Hourman, whereas sometimes it's just like, oh, the mantle was passed on and that's it. Like they literally
sometimes Crisis on Infinite Earths happens and they just rewrite the whole character.
Yeah. That's comic book rewrites are tough because you want to stay true to the source material, but also you're rewriting it for a reason. You know?
Yeah, it didn't work in some form.
Yeah, there was something that just wasn't clicking, and they thought that this could help. But I don't think they ever. I don't know. I don't know if they ever did a disservice to the character. I think they did interesting things with him from the beginning. Especially when he was a juggalo that time. Or Gigolo, sorry. Juggalo's the clown thing.
No, he was also a clown. He was dressed as a clown.
Oh, okay.
He was really misreading the room.
Look, the insane clown posse.
He turned up and there was 12 of them in a very small sedan.
That's the note we'll leave it on.
Do you want to take us out, Sean?
Yeah, thank you everyone for listening to this episode of Hero or Zero. We will be back on Monday with Movie Mondays, Wednesday with Weird News Wednesday, and next Friday with another episode of Hero or Zero. Big thank you to all of our patrons who support us over on Patreon. That's patreon.com/Heroes for Hire podcast. There is a link to that in the description. Keep an eye out because this weekend we are going to be putting out another of our Lazarus pits. But what's it going to be?
We put it up onto the Patreon. We're just waiting to see what ye good fine people come back. So if you do have an idea for what you want to see, maybe head over to the Patreon. $2. You can nominate anything you want. You can nominate 50 movies. We'll throw them all into the bucket.
You will throw them all into a big bucket and then we'll throw it at someone. And whatever's the first one that they pick up and say, what do you mean? Blank. That's the one we'll go for.
Ow! Jesus!
Oh, we have to do ow again.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I think any ideas you give, we will just throw them into a hat and we'll just pick one out every single month.
Yeah, I think that's a nice way to work it. But the best way you can ever support the show, just so you guys know, is by telling one human being that we exist.
Just the one.
And I've decided that one human being can be your social media platform of choice.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, there's
Wait
one
now.
NSA agent reading it, so, you know.
Oh, that's true. That is true. The government are reading it. There's one guy like, good fucking tweet. Yes.
Like that. Oh, I shouldn't have liked that. Oh, fuck.
Shit, now they know.
But we are on all the social medias as well. They're all linked in the description. Or you can email us, here'sfryer_@outlook.com. But I think that's about it, Conor.
I think that's it. So, I've been Ciara Lawler.
I've been Sean Mean.
I'll see you next week, guys.
Bye.
Bye.